When my daughter's having her really bad moments and I'm having to hold her legs and arms, stopping her from hurting herself, how do I not let her dad and what he's saying to me make me mad? When she and I are in the middle of her thing, he comes in where we are and says, just leave her alone, she'll get over it, and that makes her worse. Hey Warrior Moms, Michelle here, and I have a new question from one of our newest members, Heather. Heather, welcome to the group. We're so happy to have you. And her question is as follows. My daughter is 11 years old and we just got a diagnosis of autism on September 2nd. I'm okay with it and roll with the flow and all the ups and downs that come with it and then some. I guess my question is, when my daughter's having her really bad moments and I'm having to hold her legs and arms, stopping her from hurting herself, how do I not let her dad and what he's saying to me make me mad? When she and I are in the middle of her thing, he comes in where we are and says, just leave her alone, she'll get over it, and that makes her worse. So sending you virtual hugs, Heather. I know how difficult this can be. I have a couple of things to say. Number one is, if you haven't already, you need to have a discussion with her father about who's going to be kind of taking the lead with the care and services for your child. So it's very difficult in a marriage or partnership to try and both of you make the decisions 100%. So usually somebody's in charge and somebody takes a supportive role. That's usually the most productive and healthy relationship you can have with a partner when it comes to a child with special needs. So if that hasn't been established, or a conversation hasn't been established like that with your husband, assuming you are the primary caregiver in this scenario, it's a conversation you need to have immediately. And then you need to kind of just give him some examples of how supporting you would look like. And we don't want to have that conversation in the middle of the heated situation with your daughter. We have to have like a separate conversation, alone, quiet, just to kind of establish how this relationship's going to work moving forward when it comes to her care. So also want to point out that he's probably reacting in the way that he is, not to anger you, but it's probably very hard for him to see her this way. So it's usually when a husband, or in my particular instance, when a husband comes in and he kind of like wants to diffuse it or wants it to stop, it's just very painful for them to watch their child in this kind of tantrum state. So not that gives him a pass, but we definitely want to have that conversation and then just have an appreciation. Oh, okay, I can see where he's coming from. I'm sure this is very difficult for him to watch. So definitely have that conversation. You're going to say, listen, I'm taking the lead. You're going to be my supportive role. And in scenarios like this, give this incident an example. I need you to do this, this, and this. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is, obviously, we don't want to cut to a situation where we're holding our child down because they're going to hurt themselves and they're in the middle of this huge tantrum. As an autism mom, you will find out that one of the biggest lessons that you can take away from being in this kind of club is that you want to diffuse situations before they go there. So I'm not saying you're going to be able to do that every time, but you're playing offense now, mama. So basically, what you're going to learn when you get her the services she needs as an autistic child is that one of the things we want to do is diffuse a potentially triggering situation so that we don't have a scenario where you're holding her down and it's emotionally taxing for you, her, and her father. So if you're not already, I want to make sure that we're going on the offense here and we are working towards minimizing those behaviors by playing the pre-game play, or whatever you want to call it, and making sure that we're trying to diffuse any situation that may cause this scenario. So either we're educating her, we're taking out potential problems. It could be anything. So those are my two takeaways. Number one is somebody has to be in charge, and that conversation needs to be happen and agreed upon between you and your spouse or your partner. And second is we want to always use the opportunity when we get tantrum or have tantrum behaviors to play offense so that behavior doesn't happen so often. I hope this was helpful. I hope this is helpful for everybody in the group. If anyone has any questions, please post a message in the group, send me a private message, and I'll create a video like this just for you. I hope this is not just helpful for Heather, but for everybody in the group. Kisses. Talk to everybody soon. Bye now.